Hey, what's going on, y'all? Welcome back to my page. My name is Albert Gorman of Damar Film and Photography, and today I'm going to be showing you guys a little bit of the sauce, a little bit of what I do to edit every photo. Every photo I do take is in RAW, so I get to bring it into Lightroom. And in Lightroom, I do have a foundation where I like to start all my photos with, and then from there I can get into good details. But I'm going to share with you guys a little bit of that secret sauce. And the photo that we're using today is actually a photo from a wedding we shot last year. And that wedding, we actually got the cover of the Wedding Ring magazine. Shouts to the couple, Anna and Lanre, a beautiful couple, Nigerian man, Ghanaian girl, and they did a traditional part and did the white dress traditional part as well. And I'm very proud of them. And this news came out of nowhere, so I just thought it would be cool that I'll show you guys the editing process of a photo that actually got the cover of a magazine. They gave us a spread on page 12. So if you do get this issue online or in person, go to page 12. You see the entire wedding there. I want to give a big thank you to my partner, Justin Ashun of Timeless Media. Together we worked the wedding, and he's kind of like a mentor to me who really brought me into the industry. So I just want to give him a salute. And with all that being said, let's hit the intro and get into this tutorial. All right, so here we are right now. We are looking at a wedding from 2023, Anna and Lanre. This was a traditional slash, I guess, a white dress wedding. What we're gonna do here is pretty much focus in on our exposure, our details, softening up the skin tones, and just getting the color right. And these things really set my pictures in a good foundation. If I have to go deeper into it, then I will. But we just started off with, let's get the exposure right, and let's figure that all out. So let's go here now, and as you can see, it's a little bit overexposed, but that's okay. The quick way you could go about doing it is actually just pressing the auto preset here. If you just hit auto, it gives you a very nice like a good contour with good contrast, good highlights and stuff like that. So honestly, I actually like the way it kind of did that for us right there. So that's the advantage of using Adobe Lightroom. As you can see, without it, it looks like that, but with it on, it's not too bad, right? So what I also like to do is, I'll usually have these things in presets, but if I was to hit that auto, right, and it gives me a nice working, highly contrast, good photo right here, I will actually hit the polish portrait. And what this does is put some mask on your photo where you can actually do a little bit more detail to certain aspects of your model. So in this case, what it did here, it darkened off the hair, which I do like. It hit up his beard, which I do like. It whitened the teeth for me, which I do like there. She already has white teeth, so I wouldn't do too much, right? I'll kind of just bring it back a little bit. It gave the lips a little bit of a plush. Let me see how that looks without it. Alright, that's not bad. I like what it did with the eyes. Smooth out the skin. So in this case here, since we are doing it pretty quick, I might remask it and just focus on her, but just to show you a basic follow through, I like to keep my skin around 120. It gives it enough softness, but it does the job there good. Yeah, so that's good. And then sometimes you gotta be careful with the eyebrows. Sometimes it makes the eyebrows too dark. So regardless, I do bring the eyebrows down. Right, so this will be a basic mask right here, which I do like. Next, we'll go to making sure the white balance because I probably got the white balance good in camera, I wouldn't adjust it. As you can see, auto gives it a little bit of a cooler vibe, but I do like the warmness of it, and I will touch my color a little bit more as we go into it. So for now, I like it as shot. We'll come back to the color mixer after my next step. So now I like to focus here is on the detail and the effects. We'll start off with the detail first though. So we will go into the sharpening and bring that to about 120. 120 is kind of my sweet spot, and then from there I can kind of adjust it. Oops, didn't mean that. All right. So 120 there. So as you can see, it really does make it a lot sharper, right? But at that point now, I like to bring my masking to about 50. I like to bring my radius to about 1.5. I should have did this actually first though, but I do remove my chromatic aberration and enable the lens correction. What lens correction does, because I did shoot this with the Sigma 85. So the Sigma 85 does have a lot of distortion, which I do like at times, but for this particular tutorial, I just want to show you guys with the lens correction on. And what it does, it takes all that vignetting that you saw earlier with it. It removes all of that and makes it more of a flat photo. I noticed with Sony G Master lens, it really makes it flat and you don't get almost any distortion. So that's the advantage of having the G Master. In this case, it wasn't. It is a Sigma 85 Prime, and it still looks great. Because we shot this outside, I wouldn't bring my luminance too much up, but the luminance does help me soften the image a little bit. This lens is super sharp, so softening it doesn't hurt actually. I know it sounds crazy, but I don't like my photos too sharp. Like after 2-3 years of doing this, I come to realize that having certain parts of it super sharp is good, but having everything super sharp doesn't really do it for me. So at this point now, I want to bring the vignette to about 20, 25, just because it's outside, and it does bring back that nice kind of focusing on the center. I could go into more detail with that and change my midpoint and whatnot, but I'm okay with this. The clarity, I will bring it down to about 15, negative 15. Texture, because we can see a lot of texture on her skin, I'm going to bring it down to 20, negative 20. And it kind of just softens her up a little bit more. You see that? Nice. Right, so it kind of gives it that glow feel. Whereas this is what it was without the adjustments to the effects that we just did. And now this is it with it, right? And the last bit I would do is just put a little dehaze just to give it a little bit more contour on the subject, right? So before, after, right? So this is kind of my signature look right here. So this is a good base. Pretty much right here it gives you 80% of what to work with, right? And then from there on, we would like to go back to the color mixer. So for this photo, I like to attack or adjust every color individual. And since I shoot in RAW, it does give me a lot of room to play with colors. So since we're dealing with, I guess, black people in this situation, and skin tones are very delicate, orange and red represents the skin tone for me a lot of times when it comes to darker complexion people. So I like to just drop the saturation down a little bit. But actually, before I even do that, something else I like to do before I actually get into the color is choosing my color profile. In this case, we've been working on Adobe Color. But if you were to go to landscape, you see how the saturation just goes through the roof. Neutral kills all of that. I got a couple of favorites that I have here, which is Modern 2. This is my Modern 6. This is one of my favorite for people of color. It just brings that warmthness into it. And I think I'm going to choose this just for this particular tutorial, just to kind of show you what I would do. Like in this case, the Adobe Color looks really good, but I'm going to choose Modern 7 just to give it a bit of a, like a stylistic tone to it. And it gives it a nice orangey brown tone to it, which also helps the skin tone. But then this is where you want to go back to the color to really pinpoint certain colors, right? So now that we actually made the whole image warmer, this makes a lot more sense to just drop the saturation down a little bit. So let's say we go to -10, which might be a bit much, but let's just say we do that, right? At this point, I like to bring stuff back to neutral here. And because we took a lot of the saturation out the orange, when it comes to my red, I like to call it injecting blood back into the skin. So in this case, I will just have the red kind of re-enter just so we can get more of a natural skin tone right there. Yeah, I like that. Anything else going on? This green is going on in his pocket, so I like to boost greens, but in this case, we're just going to kill it a little bit. Yellows, it just depends. In this case, we do have a little bit of yellows, but sometimes yellows is going to be distracting, so I do kind of knock it down a little bit too. And yeah, so in this case now we'll go to color grading. This is only, I use 50% of the time, but I usually focus in on midtones. And just because I want to add a little bit more contour to her skin, I might go to -20 here. Yeah, -19 is cool. And for the shadows, there's no shadows showing, so I might add a little bit more shadow to give it a more contour photo. You see that? And the highlights are cool. In this case, I would touch here, but just because we are showing a tutorial, I'll just show you what it does too. This is for my highlights, so I might want this up just a notch. And then bring this back down just a notch, just to give it a little bit of a contour there. I wouldn't really do that for this particular photo, but again, just because I want to show you guys what it does. It just adds a little bit more of a highlight and contour there. So, I think I like this right here, just as a base photo. And then we'll go to straightening of the image. I like to hit the auto to see what it does for me. Nah, that does too much right there. So you could also go to the geometry and do a leveling. And I don't like that neither. So in that case, I'll do it manually and just kind of, I like that. There. Boom. And there you have it. I think this is a good start. This is a good setup for photos. As you can see, there's still a little bit of infringing right there. So like the purple, if I really want to get focused in on it, I'll kill it. Right. And then if you want to make her teeth just a little bit whiter again, I'll probably bring that back up a little bit here. There we go. And boom. Finish. Before, after. Before, after. So let me know what y'all think. Hopefully this helps you out with a foundation of how to, just get an image looking good and looking crispy, looking clean, sharp in the right places, but buttery soft in the right places at the same time. And if you guys have any suggestions as to your process, I would love to see it in the comment section. And until the next one, y'all enjoy yourself, stay blessed, and stay good. Peace.